All right, so we're going to work through this past exam question. It is taken from the 2018 paper, Exam 2, Question 3, and it's all about critical path analysis. It says, at the Zenith Post Office, all computer systems are to be upgraded. This project involves 10 activities A to J. The directed network below shows these activities and their completion times in hours. So here it is right here. Now, as you look through the questions that we're being asked here, you can quickly determine that what we need to do here is do critical path analysis. So let's look at the questions that we've been given here. We're being told, what's the earliest starting time in hours for activity I? The minimum completion time for the project is 15 hours. Write down the critical path. It's pretty clear that what we need to do is to do our critical path analysis here. So let's begin. Remember, you always put a 0 at the start because you always start at time 0. I then grab a green pen and I start forward scanning. So I'm going to go 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. Then this will be 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. Circle your bigger number. 8 plus 1 is 9. This will be 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. Circle your bigger number. So this is now going to be 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 plus 2 is 15. And then 10 plus 4 will be 14. So as you can see, my bigger number there is 15. It's going to take 15 hours to complete. Then I want to do my backward scan. I grab a red and I start backward scanning now. 15 minus 2 is 13. 13 minus 3 is 10. Then I'm going to go 14 minus 4. Sorry, not 14, 15, sorry. 15 minus 4 is 11 because you want to start the one circled. 15 minus 4 is 11. Circle your smaller number. 10 minus 1 is 9. 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. 9 minus 6 is 3. Circle your smaller number. 2 minus 2 is 0. 9 minus 4 is 5. And 5 minus 3 is 2. Now we can identify the critical path simply by noting where my numbers are the same coming in and out of the vertex. So 0, 0, 2, 2, 5, 5, 10, 10, 13, 13, 15, 15. There it is. So now when it asks, determine the earliest starting time for activity I, well, what am I going to do here? Where's activity I? Activity I is here. So my earliest starting time is going to be 10. 10 is my earliest starting time. So I'm going to write 10 here. Let's look at our examiner's report and see how many people got this one correct. So we'll come over here. Oopsie daisy. Perfect. So as you can see, 10 is our answer. 64% of people got that correct. It says the most common incorrect answer given by students was 8, which indicated they did not recognize that the longest path to I was required. Now, I find that a bit of an odd statement because if I look over here, I'm not sure why they would have said 8. I can understand if they messed it up and said 9, but why would they have said 8? I'm not quite sure, but we got the right answer, so it really doesn't matter. All right, we keep on going. It says the minimum completion time for the project is 15 hours. That's what we found here. Write down the critical path. So remember, the critical path is simply everything that we've highlighted here. So it's going to be B, E, G, H, J. So let's write that down. It's B, E, G, H, J. All right, let's see how many people got this one correct. Let's get rid of that. As you can see, B, E, G, H, J. B, E, G, H, J. All right, so that's going to be 76% of people got that correct. 76% of people. We continue on. The next one, part C, says, 2 of the activities have a float time of 2 hours. Write down these 2 activities. So remember, the float time is found by doing what? The float time is simply my LST subtracted by my EST. So it's the red number subtracted by the green number. So we'll come up here and we'll see which of those are going to give me 2. You can immediately eliminate everything that's highlighted because you know that they're critical activities and therefore the float time will be 0. So you're really just looking at everything else. And hopefully your eye is drawn to this. 5 minus 3 is 2. And the other one will be this one right here. 2 and 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. So we're really just looking there for that one. It's like, all right, that has a later start time of 2. And then 2 minus 0. And then this float over here will be 5 minus 3 is 2. So it's going to be A and it's going to be C. A and C. So the float time of 2 hours, A and C. All right, let's see how many people got that one correct. So as you can see, 45% of people said A and C here. Let's read the examiner's report here. It says this question was not answered well, with many combinations of incorrect answers given by students. All right, we keep on going. The next one says, let's get a highlighter out. For the next upgrade, the same project will be repeated, but one extra activity will be added. The activity has a duration of 1 hour, an early start time of 5 hours, and a later start time of 12 hours. Complete the following sentence by filling in the boxes provided. The extra activity could be represented on the network above by a directed edge from the end of activity what to the start of activity what. So things that we need to take note of here is that we're adding in a new edge here. It has a duration of 1. It has an earlier start time of 5, so that's 5 in green, and a later start time of 12, so that's 12 in red there. Let's come and look at this and think about it for a second. So I know that it has to start somewhere in which my earliest start time is 5. Well, the only place where that happens is right here, where I have an earliest start time of 5. So it must be coming off this. It must be coming off there. So that means it's coming off the end of activity E. So if I come down here, so from the end of activity E, we'll put an E here. Now we have to remember that it has a later start time of 12 and a duration of 1 hour. Now this is going to be helpful information here because we know that the way we're going to figure this out is like so. If the LST of this thing is equal to 12, right? And if it has a duration of 1, well, we know that the way in which you find the LST, if I was to give you an example, let's look at this one right here. Let's look at activity H here for a moment. The way that we know that this has a LST of 10 is we simply took the LST of this one, so 13 minus 3 is 10. That's how it works. Like over here, for C, it's 9 minus 4 is 5. So what we want to do is this. We need to find some LST. So we'll do it in red. We need to find some LST. We need to be able to subtract the duration from it. And then our answer needs to be 12. So what minus 1 will give us 12? And hopefully you can be like, oh, the question mark must be 13. So now we're looking for somewhere where I have an LST of 13. Well, I have an LST of 13 right here. Here's the LST. So that must mean that this edge starts here, comes all the way and goes there. So that's what it must look like and has a duration of 1. Because now, when we look at this, to figure out the LST of this line right here, you'd go 13 minus 1 is 12. And that's what the LST is that we're told. So what letter are we going to put in here now? So the extra activity could be represented on the network above by a directed edge from the end of activity E to the start of activity what? Now, it has to be the start of activity J, because this is the start of activity J here. So I'll put a J there. So I'll come here and I'll put a J. And just like that, we are done. So let's look at our examiner's report for this last bit here. Oh, it's in 2 parts. Isn't that annoying? Sorry, I'm moving it up. All right, so as you can see, our answer was E, E, and J. J. 25% of people got that correct. This question was not answered well. Some students could identify E as the starting point of the required edge, but could not identify J as the end point. And just like that, we have finished with this question. Hopefully you feel comfortable with it, and I'll see you later.